Hello from home base to all my fifth graders out there. I took a lot of pictures while I was working on the Perseverance mural and some time-lapse videos for you of the work and how I went about it. So I just wanted to put them all together in a small video and show you. We'll start kind of at the beginning, how I set things up, and then we'll do each little part of it. I'll give a little talk, and then I'll show you a time-lapse video, and there's some photographs in there and everything too. Hopefully I will get a chance maybe somehow to answer some of your questions. So when you look at the video, if you have any questions about the process, what I did, how I did it, any questions like that, write them down, maybe give them to your teachers, and hopefully maybe we can set some way up where I can answer the questions, maybe in a Zoom conference or just getting your questions and then emailing the answers back one way or the other. But I miss you. I really missed you guys working on this. I could have really used your help. It was so great to have you the first day, really power out a lot of work. It's a lot different when you're working alone. So I just wanted to say that to you, that you guys really helped me a lot on that first day. Room 11 was able to help out on the first day. And you were sorely missed by me. But I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you're happy with the outcome, and hopefully soon I can get to school to put it up. All right? Enjoy, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. I'm lucky that I have a big, long driveway with a really long wall on it, and this helps me. I have one on either side. This helps me to pin the murals up on the wall so that I can work on them more efficiently. I just wanted to update you a little bit on how the mural is going. So I'll go over some of the things that I've been working on, and then when you guys helped me paint, we just did this bottom part. We did a first coat on that, and I've put a second coat on it to make it nice and dense. And then this is one of the things you guys would have done if we had been able to work together some more. But I had to go through and do the mountain part of it, and I did this kind of facet design on it. Again, 2 coats that I had to do. And then come a little closer, and I'll show you. I've laid in the female mountain climber, and she'll be in silhouette. So I'm gonna paint her probably, can't remember what color. I think I'm painting her either this color or this color, I'm not sure. And then if you move, you'll see that I did this line, and I'll show you a time-lapse video of how I did these lines. And then if you move this way, you can see I've laid in the male rock climber, okay? One of the major challenges in doing the mural project outside has been, actually there's been 3 rather big challenges. One has been rain, which we really need, but I can't work outside when it rains. The other one has been, the other challenge has been wind. The wind comes through here in the afternoon, and then these canvases just take flight. They're just like huge sails. And the last challenge has been, believe it or not, hummingbird poop. Who would have thought those little buggers would dive bomb so much? But I'm constantly having to go through and clean up after the hummingbirds. But it is sunny now and there is no wind and I don't see any hummingbirds. So it is time to get busy. Guys, I need to make the lines for the words that are going to be in the background, in the sky portion of it. So I'm going to use a tool called a level. Many of you might already know what that is, but this is like a yardstick. It has all my measurements right here. And I'm going to be making each line around 4 inches tall. So the lettering is rather large and you can see it. It has a little fluid in it and it has a bubble. And when the tool, it's called a level, is actually level, the bubble will be right in the middle, right? So horizontally. And then vertically it has the same thing happening up here. There's a bubble, and when I'm absolutely vertical, the bubble's in the middle. So that's what helps me make these lines that are going to be level all the way across. These two lines that I painted going up here, I used the colors that I used for the rock itself, and I used the very darkest color and the very lightest color. The darkest color is meant to kind of indicate like a shadow or the deepest part of the rock, and then I put this really light color, the lightest color, on top, as if the sun was shining on it, shining on the edge of the rock, and to make it kind of pop. Both strips are going to need 2 coats, and I did the time lapse of this color here, and you'll see that I go through it twice. One of the reasons why, I think we might have seen this when you looked at the design, but I talked about how I liked changing the mark making up for this part of it, so that I just didn't bring these like fractured shapes down to the edge, because I wanted to give something different to the rock portion. Wanted to make it look a little different. And I liked the notion, kind of like we talked about when I don't know if you guys remember, but we did an assignment when we were planning. And we looked at a piece that I had done that was a graffiti, and it had all the arrows and going in different directions. And we talked about how perseverance is not kind of always a upwardly moving concept, that sometimes you persevere and you don't get what you want, or you persevere and you do get what you want, or sometimes you're just not sure if it's going to work out, and that the arrows kind of indicated that. And you also remember, both classes remember, how we talked about everything on the mural kind of having a purpose, right? Nothing's random. So I wanted to paint this section in this upwardly traveling line, because I thought that it kind of talked about that concept we talked about in class with the arrows, about a different kind of movement, right? Perseverance can seem like it's going up, and then it can just go sideways, and then it can go up again. And I kind of liked that. So the last thing I'm going to do now, probably for today, maybe not, is to paint in the rock climbers. So I'm not quite sure what color. I might end up combining 2 of the colors and then putting that color here. If not, I might use kind of this more ruby red. I'm not really sure. I need to practice and experiment first before I do that. But that my goal is to finish both of them before I have to quit. And then the last part is putting the words on. Not sure if I'm going to get to that today, although it does look like it's getting sunny. It's going to be raining in the next couple of days, and that's kind of been a little bit of a job stopper for me. It's been raining off and on, and to stop, and I've had to take it all down and not work on it for a week. So I'm hoping to get as far as getting them finished, maybe getting some of the words. But once the words go in, then it's really done for now, and I have to go to school and put it up on the wall. The very last thing I might do is put an even lighter red color just on the edge to make that kind of effect of it being like the sun is shining on it. But I won't know that until I get it all done, and I'll look back and see what I think. Yesterday I spent a good part of the day just putting in all of the lettering on the mural. I'll stand back a little bit so you can see. I put it all in yesterday. It took the better part of a day actually to do that. And I am going to put a Mars rover in the background. I think I told room 11 that Principal Martin's brother is one of the principal designers and technicians on the new Perseverance Mars rover. It was named Perseverance. So I thought in honor of Principal Martin and the fact that the rover's called Perseverance, that I would put a silhouette of the Mars rover in the background. So I was working a little bit on that yesterday. Today I am going to be choosing the color to write all the lettering on, and I've kind of made two samples right here. I'll show you. The top one has incorporated some of the reds from the cliff or the rock wall, and then this bottom one is a little bit more on the purple side to reflect the mountains that are down below. Actually, both colors have all those colors in them. I just skewed a little more red for the top and a little more purple for the bottom, and I'm trying to decide which one I'm liking better. I think in keeping with our notion of having red being a really strong color for this word that we're using, I might go with this color up here. Just want to show you a little bit of the process. Also, what else? Oh, I really studied. Room 11 had a chance to kind of practice their writing because initially I was going to have you guys do all the writing on the wall. So I had all that paperwork from room 11, and I studied your writing styles, and I tried to incorporate some of the writing styles into the final product. As you can see here, the Y, some of the ways the Y's were made, and you guys had a tendency to mix lowercase and uppercase letters together, which I really liked, so I kept that in. So that's the update with that. Hopefully by the end of today, my plan is to be done, and then I can take one long big photograph of it, roll it up, and then save it for when I come back to school to put it on the wall. So you guys might remember one of the videos back I said that I thought this might be my last day. Well, that was Tuesday, and now it's Thursday, and I do believe that today really will be my last day. On that day, Tuesday, I thought I could lay in all the lettering or paint all the lettering, and it basically kind of took me a day to lay in the lettering, a day to paint the lettering, and now I'm just finishing up the Mars rover. But I wanted to show you how I placed the image that we looked at on my computer screen on the actual painting itself. So
let's go take a look at that.
It's kind of a interesting technique and a little fun, so I thought I'd go through it with you. So on my computer, you can see I pulled up an image of the Mars rover, the one that's named Perseverance, and I got it to the size I thought I would want it on the canvas, because it doesn't have to be that big on the canvas. It's kind of a subtle added feature to the canvas or the mural. So I didn't blow it up too big, right? So I was able to blow it up to the size I would like it on the computer screen here. And then you'll see I laid over the screen a piece of tissue paper, right? And I tape the tissue paper up on the screen. And then I take my pencil and I outline, because the rover is going to be a silhouette form as well. So I gently outline, very gently, that's key on my computer screen. I barely touch the paper with the pencil and I outline the whole rover, right? And then if I lift this up, you might be able to see better. Let me switch my camera around a little bit. You might be able to see how I put some of these shapes in here, right? There's this shape here, and there's this shape here. And what they are is they're some of the highlights on this photograph. So if I lay it back down, you can see they're the light areas on the photograph. And I'm just kind of bringing those out because I'm probably gonna do 2 colors for the rover, a dark color and a light color. Actually, I might do 3, dark, medium, and light, just to kind of give the rover a little bit more dimension. So there's that. And then you'll see how on the paper I put D, M, I have a B here, and let's see, I have L here. That stands for my values, right? Dark, medium, light color. And B stands for, that's a background color. So not to paint that at all, because that's just the background that's on the canvas itself right now. So here is the little piece of paper that you saw that I worked on my computer. And I wanted to show you where I had placed it and how I chose to place it on the mural itself. So you'll notice here's the male mountain rock climber, and he's kind of a little bit to the left of middle of the mural. And then this is the end of the mural, and that's going to be in place kind of closest to room 11's door, right? And you'll notice that there's a lot of empty space on this part of the mural, and so I initially wanted to put the rover somewhere around here, but I realized that when it's in place, you have that gate that is opened during the day, and that will probably cover a good 3 or 4 feet of this mural here. So I didn't want to put any image that would be partially obscured during the day that students would be there being able to look at it. So I chose to scooch the rover in a little bit and put it actually closer to the rest of the action of the mural, where you have the male rock climber, and then you have the word perseverance, and then you have the female rock climber, and I'll open it up a little later to show you. But so here's the tissue paper that I used. And the other tool that I use for this is something called graphite paper. And I'll open it up and show it to you. Graphite paper it's 2-sided. This side has the actual graphite on it. And graphite is like the same material that's in a pencil lead, right? And you can see all the scratches because I've used this sheet of graphite paper many, many times. It's good for many uses. But how I work it is that I put it underneath the tissue paper that the image is on, and then I retrace the image, and this graphite transfers onto the surface you're drawing on, right? So what you do is you flip it like this, so the graphite is down on the mural surface. Lift it up. You have to lift the image up. Tuck this under, right? And then from here, I would redraw the whole image with a pencil. Just redraw it on top of this paper here. That's why it's so dark right now, because I've actually redrawn it a couple times, right? And I trace every little bit of it, even the highlights, the little highlights and stuff. And then when I'm done, I take the graphite paper out, and I lift this, and voila, you should be able to see there's an image. Okay, very cool. And so now I can paint it. All right, all. So I am officially done. It is the end of day Thursday, and I finished my rover. And I just wanted to give you, I have a whole panorama shot that I'm going to send to you or finish out this video with. Let's see if I can find my rover. Here it is. There we go. Perseverance, Mars rover. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about, I didn't get a chance to say, but I wanted to show you this tool, like a ketchup bottle or mustard bottle. This is what I used to write all the lettering on there. I was starting to do it with just paintbrush, and it was taking so long, and I had to go over it twice to get it really dense. And I remember that I had used this before on another mural. So I laid the whole mural down on the ground, and I had to work straight up and down so it wouldn't drip as I was doing it. But I just used this kind of like a pencil. I just wrote with it. The only problem with this was that it got clogged a lot, so I had to unclog it, but it actually saved me hours, I would say, to use this to write all the letters in. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to put it up at school. Bye, everyone.